quick video, but I wanted to take the time to make a video for those of you who are in your first semester and feel like they're struggling. I have a few words to say about this because I failed my first exam in the first semester and I questioned myself a lot when I was in the first semester. I questioned if I made the right career choice, if I was even fit to be a nurse. And I just want to say to you, because I really didn't have anybody say anything to me that was in the program struggling with me, that it will be okay. These are normal feelings. Anxiety is the number one normal feeling that is just running rampant when you are in your first semester. It's a normal feeling for nursing students. But I wanted to motivate you to continue on in the program. There was only one other student that I met that actually felt the same way that I did, because probably when we first started clinical, I started to feel like I need to start making plans to go back to my old job. Not necessarily that same position, but to start putting out applications to get into a managerial position for the government again. And I started to feel that way because I felt just down on myself and down on my luck because I didn't pass that first exam. And it can be really just nerve-wracking and a downer when you get that initial grade and you see that you failed. But I think what helps the best is to keep in mind that it is only the first exam. And you are not the only one that has failed your first exam, especially in nursing school. And really, I see that first exam as just for lack of a better term, it's like you getting your feet wet. You don't really know how the process goes. You're still figuring out what your study habits should be. So try not to be so hard on yourself. You just know, now you know that the way that you studied before doesn't work. So of course you'll do your best, or please do your best to figure out what study methods, what else can be done that could help with that grade. You may also be put on contract or given a warning, and that's also a downer. But again, tell yourself that you are there for a reason. You do belong there. You do belong there, because I know I struggled with that as well. You belong there. You made it in, and the hard part is just getting your feet wet, getting to know the process of the program, and that in itself is a process. It's a process to rewire your thinking, to think critically, to rewire your thinking, to know what information you even need to know for the exam. Some programs will give a study guide, some courses will give a study guide, and some courses will not have a study guide. So, and that is a lot. It's a lot of information to take in. So you need to kind of reprogram yourself to not be the perfectionist that you once were. As I mentioned before in my other videos, being in the nursing program, it is a very humbling experience. You'll need to find a way to let go of the notion that you have to be perfect, because you will seriously drive yourself nuts. You will become so stressed out. You'll probably have bouts of crying because you feel like you're a loser, but you are not. I'm here to tell you that you may or may you're most likely on the right path. You may or may not be, but at least finish out that first semester before you make any drastic changes, or decide that maybe this isn't for you. Stick it out. See where it takes you. See if your grades improve. See if you do better in clinical. Just see. It's hard, or it was hard for me in this first semester to even find a student that would even share their feelings, and if they had the same feelings, they didn't really mention that they did. There was only one student that actually voiced to me that he was feeling like he was not going to make it, or that he made the wrong choice and that nursing is probably not for him, and he stuck it out, and now he has changed his mind completely, as have I. So yeah, it's pretty much a normal feeling. You will get through it, push through. Clinicals can be pretty nerve-wracking. It's intimidating to a lot of people, especially like me, who have no experience in the clinical field or in the clinical setting, in a medical setting. But as I said before, it is a process. Don't expect to be, super nurse on day one. You have to be forgiving of yourself. That's something else that I also learned. You need to be forgiving of yourself. You need to give yourself a break. You need to develop methods of self-care. That's important too. So aside from the self-care that you can give yourself that could basically help you to kind of tame all your worries about passing this program, some of the things you could do would be go to tutoring. Most colleges or nursing programs actually have a tutor that can help you with some of your study habits and also any nursing care plans you may have or may be failing at. There's also internet sites that can help you as well, give you some resources as to how best to study. Allnurses.com is a resource, has been a resource for me as far as nursing care plans and even studying habits for the nursing program. Also, they stressed being a part of a study group, but I didn't find that it was absolutely necessary. Near the end of the semester, we did do a Skyping session because some of us live about an hour away from the school grounds. And so we did Skyping like on the last day before, like the day before an exam, just to kind of go over study guides or touch up on anything that we might have questions on. And we did this Skyping session with our clinical group, so there was only 10 of us on the Skype. So that was very helpful. So if you want to do something or you find something like that helpful, that can be a resource. In addition to that, extra resources for learning could be helpful. Get some extra books. Nursing diagnoses books would help. Even books that break down the systems of anatomy and physiology. Picmonic can also be a resource as well if you are into, if you are a visual learner. And even if you're not, I find that it's helpful. So yeah, kind of consider your resources. Make friends with people from other cohorts in the program. Somebody that's in the second semester, third semester, fourth semester, they may have some general insight to give you, some advice to give you. Even hearing their stories could also be helpful. Or, consulting one of your trusted one of your trusted nursing staff people. They could also provide some insight as well. Sometimes hearing their background story of what happened to them through nursing school can also be an inspiration to you and motivation to help you to push forward through the funk that you're going through. And that's basically what I call it, because that's what I went through. It was a general overall funk of questioning my choices in life when it came to going through this nursing program and putting, my family's future at stake, because I left, basically something that I was doing for 10 years to do this route. Especially if you're an older adult like I am and your life was already established, it can kind of knock you down when you feel that you're failing at something. It may be that this is not for you, but 9 times out of 10, I don't think, this is my opinion, I don't think you should make that decision or base it off of your first semester of nursing school. If you get to the 4th semester, if you get to the 3rd semester and you're failing miserably, or you just feel like this aching gut feeling that's telling you this is not for you, then by all means, maybe explore other avenues. But just realize that initial semester, that's probably not the place you want to go ahead and make decisions, because it's such a transition for you and for everyone into this field. It is eye-opening, I must say that, but I would at least complete the first semester before you make any drastic decisions. Maybe even the second, but just at least wait on those feelings. Wait it out. Don't make any decisions while you're in your feelings. Never do that. So that's my advice and some of the tips that I can offer to get you through this funk and to inspire you in some ways to just do better next time. There's always an opportunity. You have 3 more semesters to do better next time, and you will. If I know nursing students, and I do, because I am one, we want to always do better, and we want to always do our best, and we want to always excel. So it's very possible that whatever it is that you failed on, you'll do better. And try also to not compare yourself to other people, because that is the #1 robber of joy, especially, I mean, just generally in life, but especially in this nursing program. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to the way that you were before. Are you making progress? Because that's all that matters. If you're advancing, if you're excelling, if you're making progress, then that is a wonderful, beautiful thing. And in the end, we'll all come out being great nurses, and that's what matters. Anyway, don't put so much emphasis on this program to where you are neglecting even more your family life or anything else in your life that you know requires more attention than this. So yes, that is my advice. You have to be forgiving of yourself overall. You cannot be perfect in everything in this program, and if you are, kudos to you. But if you aren't, don't let it be so damaging to your self-esteem that you feel that you can't get back up. You're in this program for a reason. You are deserving of the seat. You worked your tail off to get here, and you deserve to be here, and you have the power to overcome any obstacle that is thrown at you. So my prayers are with you as you go through this program, but just please keep in mind, develop some self-care and ways to reduce that anxiety, and tell yourself you deserve to be here. Be forgiving of yourself when you miss the mark, because it will happen at some point. You won't always be perfect, especially in your own eyes. When other people aren't really down on you, you are your hardest critic. So I just want to encourage you to keep going, to keep pressing forward, and that graduation date will be here sooner than you know. It is important to have people around you, like family, that can support you and give you that extra oomph when you need it, because especially in the first semester, it's very easy to get down on yourself when you're learning something new. It incorporates a lot of anatomy and physiology and some of the other prerequisites that you have already taken, but it is completely different from the prerequisites that you have taken as far as requirements, what is required of you, and the program rules and regulations. So but once you get in there and you learn all of that, you will be pretty set and that much closer to the NCLEX. So I just wanted to come on and encourage all of you to just stay in there. I've been there. A lot of people have been there. Grieve or be down on yourself for just 1 minute and then let it pass. Don't stay stuck in your rut, because you're gonna get in your own way, basically. Don't let yourself get in your own way. And that is my overall advice. Anyway, these are my tips. Please subscribe if you like my channel. I plan to put out more content, especially having to do with being an older adult in the nursing program and transitioning careers. But I also plan to just make, things for just nursing students in general. I am an older student, but this channel doesn't have to be centered around that now, does it? But anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like me. Don't if you don't, but thank you for watching. Bye.